finished the job in there. He did what he had to do. Yeah, it happened. Canelo a big dude, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I believe in my abilities. He's a heavy dude, but he's not a big guy. Like he's 5'8", I'm 5'8", you know what I mean? My arm's longer than his, you know. That fight it'd be good. You won't get hit in the fight. You know, that's one thing we all know. And I believe in my abilities and I believe in myself that I can handle anything that any fighter.
It's still 6 months before their store fight comes up, yet Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford have begun heating up the atmosphere ahead of their super fight. In September, the pair had a meeting with Turki Alalshikh earlier today, and the meeting soon became the opposite of what it was meant to do.
His Excellency didn't seem as into this in the past, and now last night seems very on board making this happen. What changed on his end?
I don't know. You have to ask him. You know, I think it's a very intriguing fight. You know, Canelo and me is the same height. I got longer reach than Canelo. I'm faster than Canelo. But Canelo is bigger than me. He's stronger than me. So we both giving away something, but we both gaining something at the same time.
Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford had a heated exchange,
and
things nearly escalated into a full-blown brawl, one that Turki Alalshikh wouldn't have been able to stop. Their trip to Saudi Arabia was meant to finalize the details of their mega fight, but when they crossed paths at the airport before heading to Turkey's residence, things got out of control before heading to Turkey's.
So no make sense when you guys say that right now. At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit to face Crawford, but you never know. You never know in boxing. I'll go up and down and fight everybody out there. So it's possible. Why not?
Brings at me or throw at me. You know, I gotta be able to believe in myself if I'm gonna get in the ring with you. I can't go in the ring thinking, oh man, if this guy hit me, he's gonna knock me out, or if this guy hit me, he's gonna break my ribs. So now, you know, if he was talking about Deontay Wilder or something,
just
both fighters had expected them to show mutual respect to each other. Respectful. There was never any bad blood between them. Even as they called each other out and built anticipation for the fight. However, that changed when Terence Crawford approached Canelo Alvarez at the airport to exchange greetings, only to be seemingly ignored by Canelo before heading to Turkey's residence. Things got out of control.
In the history of boxing, in September, then 2 more fights in 26. Don't miss with the line.
Crawford didn't back down and try to get Canelo's attention, but this time, Canelo reacted aggressively. Things got tense fast, and both fighters started throwing verbal shots at each other, looking ready to go at it right then and there. Thankfully, their teams quickly stepped in to separate them, along with airport security, preventing an all-out brawl before their scheduled match in September. They later arrived separately at Turki Alalshikh's residence, where it's believed the Saudi boxing mogul helped diffuse the tension. A photo of all three, Crawford, Canelo, and Turki, was later shared on Turkey's social media, suggesting that things had calmed down, looking ready to go at it right then and there. Thankfully, their teams...
Oh, well, it ain't really no message, you know. It's all respect over here, you know, and if, you know, he do decide to come our way and... me and him get in the ring, then it'll be an electrifying fight, you know. It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently. And it'll be a well-fought fight for both of us, I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody that I step.
The boxing world needed a blockbuster fight to shake things up this year. And thanks to Turki Alalshikh, fans are getting exactly that. Canelo Alvarez and former undisputed champion Terence Crawford had multiple meetings with the Saudi boxing mogul. But now, their rivalry has been fueled even more by their heated confrontation. And both fighters started throwing verbal shots at each other, looking ready to go at it right then and there. Thankfully, their teams quickly stepped in in to
Crawford
separate
and
them,
Canelo Alvarez
along with
know how to
airport
give
security,
fans what they want,
preventing
and
an
they're doing
all-out
just
brawl
that.
before the
Riyadh season,
scheduled
Turki
match in
Alalshikh has
September.
been at the
They
forefront
later
of
arrived
negotiations
separately
between
at
both
Turki
fighters'
Alalshikh's
camps
residence,
as he looks to
where it's believed the
finalize
Saudi
one of the
boxing
biggest
mogul
fights
helped
in
diffuse
boxing
the
history.
tension.
Y para este imbécil intento de gente que tengo aquí a mi izquierda, que no se le olvide que yo ya vine siendo el Canelo a Estados Unidos y que solamente lucró con mi nombre. Nunca perdí un solo centavo, sino nomás ganó dinero. ¿Ya le pagaste a Golovkin lo que le quería robar? Sí, muy bien.
For a fight expected to be the biggest matchup of the year, fans want excitement, drama, and intensity.
But it
Crawford
appears the
and
Mexican
Canelo
icon
seem to
has
understand
changed his
that
mind
perfectly
and is now
and are
gearing up for this
delivering.
challenge.
With
It's
Riyadh
believed
season in
that
full
Turki
swing,
Alalshikh must have done
Turki
some
Alalshikh
underground
has been
work
leading
and enticed
negotiations
Canelo
between both
Alvarez
fighters'
with
camps,
some huge purse
aiming to
bring him
finalize
terms
one of the
with
most
such a big
anticipated
fight,
fights in
despite
boxing
the fact
history.
that
Canelo Alvarez
has a
wasn't
match
too eager
fixed
to fight
in
the
May, as he
37-year-old
plans
from
to
Omaha,
fight against
Nebraska.
William Skull.
However,
During the Cinco
the
de
Mexican
Mayo
boxing
weekend,
star has
it's
since had a
his
change of heart
fight
and is
against
now
Terence
fully
Crawford
prepared
that
for
is
the
stealing
challenge.
the headlines.
Many believe
Speaking
that
on the
Turki
fight,
Alalshikh played a
during
key
an
role
interview
behind
with
the
a reputable
scenes,
boxing platform,
offering
the
Canelo an
34-year-old
irresistible
revealed
financial
he was
package
in
to
for the
agree to the
clash
fight.
with Bud,
Even though
admitting he
Canelo
won't
already
get
has a
any
match
credit
scheduled
at
in
the
May
end of the
against
day.
William Skull
I won't
for
have any
Cinco de
credit
Mayo
if I face
weekend,
Crawford, but you
with
know
his
you never know,
upcoming
you never know.
showdown
In
with
boxing,
Terence
I go up
Crawford
and
that's
down.
Muy
leading
bien.
an
All
interview
the
with a well-known
So
boxing
it's possible.
platform.
Why not? It's
The
possible.
34-year-old
He then
Canelo Alvarez
continued, I
discussed the
respect
fight
Crawford.
with Crawford,
He's a great
admitting
fighter.
that at the end of the day,
I always
he might
say
not
that
get
no
much credit for
disrespect to
facing
him.
I
Sometimes
won't get credit
it's a
if I
little
fight Crawford,
crazy that
but
people
you
talk
never
about a
know in
small
boxing.
fighter like Charlo,
I move
which is
up and
big,
down in weight
and then
and fight
everybody
anyone.
is talking about.
So why not?
If I'm going to face
It's possible.
Crawford, a fighter at 147,
He went on to say,
who is smaller
I
than
respect
Charlotte,
Crawford.
It makes no sense.
He's a
it makes
great
no
fighter.
sense.
No
but you guys say
disrespect to
that
him.
right now,
But sometimes
this was almost a repeat
it's
of an
crazy how
interview
people
he had
criticize
earlier
me
where
for
he
fighting
said,
someone like
I'm in why
Charlo,
not? I
who's
think
big,
Crawford, don't get me
but
wrong,
now they
he's
want
a
to
great
fight
fighter,
Crawford,
but for
who's
me,
even
in my weight
smaller
class,
at
it's an
147.
easy fight for me.
It doesn't make
easy
sense.
money if the money
But
is
you guys
right,
are asking
I'm
for
in.
it.
Because
This echoed
I don't like to
comments he
fight
made in
guys
an
like
earlier
Crawford
interview
because
where
he
he
moves
said,
a lot, and
I'm
the fight
in.
is not
Why
that
not?
great. I saw
I think
Crawford in
Crawford's
the
a
last
great
fight,
fighter,
and
but in
he
my
doesn't
weight
move that
class,
much now.
it's an
So
easy
yeah,
fight.
if the money is right,
Easy
I'm
money.
in.
The only thing that I really have to worry about. But who knows? Once we get in the ring, we don't know how I'll handle his punching power, his size. I've been fighting bigger guys my whole life, so I'm pretty familiar with that aspect of the game.
Said no comment. Your reaction to that, and that seems like that you do want this fight now.
Well, I've been wanting to fight. You know, I feel as if that's a legacy fight. I feel as if, you know, this is the biggest fight in boxing today. This fight right here is like the last of the Mohicans. You know, we both come in an era where Floyd Mayweather was #1 pound for pound, Showtime, and HBO era, that type of era. So,
7-pound
it's been a
welterweight
different
division,
feeling for
where he
Terence
became the
Crawford, who had
undisputed
been
champion.
pursuing the fight
I've been
against
wanting
Canelo
this fight.
Alvarez
It's a legacy
ever
fight.
since his win
It's the
against
biggest
Errol
fight in
Spence at the
boxing
147B
I
welterweight
feel like this
division
fight
that
is the
saw him
last of the
become the
greats.
undisputed
It's going to be
welterweight
massive.
champion. I've been wanting to
You
fight.
got two of the
It's a
top
legacy
3 pound-for-pound
It's the
fighters in
biggest
the world
fight in
going
box
head-to-head.
today.
I
feel
know
like the
Canelo is
fight
bigger,
is the last
but
of the
I'm ready for the
Mohicans.
challenge.
I think the fight
There's
would be
nothing but
massive.
respect.
You've got
And if
two
we get in the
guys who
ring,
are top.
It'll be an
3 pound for
electrifying
pound going
fight
head to head
as he
together.
prepares for the fight
I
6
know.
months from now.
Canelo is
The
bigger
former
than me,
undisputed
but
champion
I'm
from
up for the
Omaha
challenge.
acknowledges the
It's
challenge
all
is ahead.
respect. And if
He's
he does
aware of
decide to come
Canelo's
my
size
way,
and power,
and
but
we get in the
remains
ring,
confident in his
then
ability
it
to
would be an
adapt.
electrifying fight.
Crawford has a
As
track
he
record of
prepares for the
defeating
fight
bigger opponents
in 6
and
months'
remains
time,
undefeated with
the
a record
former
of
undisputed
41-0.
champion from Omaha, Nebraska.
I've been fighting bigger guys my
he'll
whole
have
life.
some challenges.
Crawford said,
he said he will certainly
guaranteeing
have to be
victory.
aware of Canelo's
Of course,
size and
I'll
power,
beat him.
but
There's
he
no
also
doubt in
touched
my
on his
mind that I
readiness
can
for the
take
fight.
on anyone
And the
who
different
steps in
weapons
the
he
ring
was
with
going
me.
to bring on
What makes
fight
the
night.
Canelo versus
Interestingly,
Crawford
Terence
fight
Crawford
so
isn't
intriguing
just used to
is
fighting
that both
bigger
fighters are
guys
nearing the
throughout
final
his
stages
career.
of their legendary
He's
careers.
also used to getting wins.
Canelo, 34,
Against them, as he
has been a
boasts
professional
an
boxer for nearly
undefeated
2
record of
decades,
41.
compiling an
I've been
incredible
fighting
record
bigger
of February
guys my
2nd,
whole life,
62.
and he's guaranteeing
Some of his
he'd
most
come away
intense battles,
with a win. Of
including
course,
his
I'll beat him,
controversial
the
fights with
41
Gennady
Neo star
Golovkin,
said.
have
There
undoubtedly taken
no
a toll
doubt
on his
in my
body.
mind that I wouldn't be.
Meanwhile, at 37 years
what
old,
makes a
Crawford
potential
isn't getting any
Canelo-Crawford
younger
fight
either.
particularly poignant.
With 41
is the
fights
fact
under his belt
that
and
each
an
man's Hall of
undefeated record.
Fame-worthy career
Given where both
is
fighters
likely
stand in
winding
their
down the
careers,
34-year-old
Canelo
Canelo
versus
has literally
Crawford
been
showdown
fighting
makes
professionally
perfect sense.
for nearly 20
The
years,
question
earning
now
an
is,
eyebrow-raising
what's left
record
for
of
either of them to accomplish after this? Boxing fans are in for something truly special. Both of these fighters have experienced what it means to be an undisputed champion, something rare in today's boxing world. They also know what it's like to perform under immense pressure. Canelo has been in numerous high-profile fights against elite opponents like Golovkin and Floyd Mayweather. On the other hand, Crawford had his first real super fight when he dominated Aerospace in a 9-round battle. Now,
about a small fighter like Charlo, he's big, which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford, fighter 147, who is smaller than Charlo.
Yeah, I've seen that. Everybody that believes in hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was gonna beat Spence. It's real simple. You just gotta know boxing in order for you to be able to say it.
Coach, is the Spence Crawford saga over with now, or are we still waiting for that second fight to happen?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They still gotta go, gotta work things out and see where they go from there.
I know Slim Zoo's name's been floated around out there as an opponent. What do you think about Crawford versus Zoo?
Butterstock, you know.
Yeah?
Butterstock, you know.
And Zoo don't think that they can get a shot at Bud after, with the belt not even being on the line. Is that a fight that...
To jump to full-weight divisions to challenge super middleweight King Canelo. If this fight happens, it will be one of the biggest matchups in recent boxing history.
Also knows what it's like
Canelo
to
Alvarez lost his undisputed status at 168 pounds when the International Boxing Federation stripped him of his title. The belt was later claimed by Cuban boxer William Skull. Before Alvarez faces Terence Crawford in September, he has vowed to reclaim the IBF title from Skull. During a press conference with William Skull, Alvarez made it clear that his goal is simple. He wants to make his fight against Crawford an undisputed world super middleweight championship bout. To do that,
the way Crawford is doing it is because he knows it's the biggest payday in his life, and he'll never. Maybe what he could get against Canelo, he's never made in all his fights combined. So of course, why would he call up Benavidez when he's calling out Canelo, knowing that good rounds? He's not gonna pitch out.
You don't think he could go all 12?
He won't pitch out.
He will. He'll do better.
He'll put up some good rounds. Get knocked out, but he'll put up some good rounds, and that's better than what Charlo did.
Hey, because he'll fight.
Yeah, exactly. He'll fight.
He'll I'm not even. He can hit. Like I know he can hit.
Yeah. And he has a great chin.
Yeah.
Has he ever been dropped ever?
He was hurt. Cotto's brother.
Yeah, but that was 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, but he got hurt. So what? He didn't get hurt.
Hey, you bring up Crawford getting hurt by Gamboa. That was 1,000
years ago.
When
did I ever say that?
He said that Alvarez lost his undisputed status at he needs to win back the IBF title
when he was stripped by the International Boxing Federation.
As the fight approaches Terence, but Crawford understands the physical disadvantage he will face against Canelo. He acknowledges that size will play a major role, but he remains confident in his boxing ability. However, many boxing analysts are skeptical about Crawford's chances at super middleweight. Their doubts stem from his last fight, where he secured a decision victory over Israel Madrimov at super welterweight, a performance that wasn't as dominant as many had expected. Despite these concerns, the possibility of a Canelo versus Crawford fight has captured the excitement of boxing fans. The combination of power, speed, skill, and charisma from both fighters promises an unforgettable event. Canelo has built a tradition of fighting twice a year, once in May and again in September, aligning his fights with Mexico's Independence Day celebrations. Since 2022, he has stuck to the schedule and is expected to do so again in 2025. Meanwhile, Crawford has chosen not to take any other fights before facing Canelo in September. Some believe this is a risky move, pointing how inactivity hurt Errol Spence when he faced Crawford. In contrast, Crawford took a warm-up fight before facing Spence and ultimately dominated him. Many wonder if history will repeat itself. Some critics argue that this fight is more of a spectacle than a true competition, since Crawford fights at 154 pounds, 2 divisions below Canelo's weight class. However, both Crawford and promoter Sheikh Turki Alalshikh managed to persuade Alvarez to take the fight, with Canelo reportedly asking for $150 million. Even Even though the
Many
match
think it's
might
a
not
risky
seem
move
competitive on
as this
paper,
worked against
Canelo
Errol
is
Spence
not
when he fought
underestimating
while
Crawford.
Crawford took a
Crawford's
tune-up
unique
fight before
boxing
facing
skills have
Spence,
kept him
and we
undefeated
know
through
that the man who
41
was battered
fights.
was the one
And
who
that's why
fought only
Alvarez
once
is
this
taking
year.
this fight
Although
seriously.
it seems that the fight
Trainer
is more
Robert
media
Garcia
than
weighed in on the
competitive as
matchup,
Crawford fights
discussing
at
Canelo's
15,
advantages
154 pounds,
while acknowledging
super
Crawford's
welterweight,
exceptional
two
skill
categories
set.
below that of the Guadalajara native. However,
According
both
to
Crawford
Garcia,
and Sheikh Turki
Crawford has already achieved everything he wanted in boxing.
Alvarez
He has
to
nothing
accept
left
the
to
fight,
prove.
for which
Garcia
he was
said in an
asking
interview
for
with Fight Hype,
$150 million.
he's done it all.
How
he doesn't have to
unconvincing
challenge
the
himself
fight against
anymore.
Terence Crawford could
Garcia
be.
revealed
In
that
sporting
after
terms,
speaking with
Canelo
Crawford
Alvarez
personally,
isn't
he
taking
believes Crawford is
lightly,
only
as
interested
Crawford's
in one
boxing
major
skills
fight.
are so rare and
Canelo,
tells
if that fight
why
doesn't happen,
he's still undefeated.
Crawford may never step
Even
into the ring
after
again.
41
If
fights,
Crawford
trainer
chooses
Robert
to stay in the
Garcia
junior middleweight
spoke
division,
about Canelo having
he
an
has
advantage
plenty of
over
options.
Crawford.
The most
and also
enticing
touched
matchup
on
would be against
Crawford's
WBC
situation
and
and
WBO
boxing
champion
skills.
Sebastian
See,
Punch.
Burton says that Canelo hits just a slight less heavy-handed than Caballo.
Wow.
You think Caballo's stronger?
I think Caballo's heavier-handed. I think Canelo's stronger, but I think Caballo, there's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference between powers. And stuff.
Right.
Caballo is heavier-handed. Like when he was jabbing to the body.
Okay, to be fair, Caballo weighed 220 pounds when he sparred him.
And WBO champion
Crawford is a
Sebastian
smart man.
Pandora,
He's
or
already
IBF
achieved
champion
everything
Baca
he wanted.
Rattazzo.
Garcia said.
Other
in an
potential
interview with
opponents
Fight
include
Hype.
Jermel Charlo,
He already did a
Virgil
lot.
Ortiz Jr.,
He doesn't need to challenge
Sergey
himself.
Bohachuk,
He doesn't
and
have to
Xander
prove
Zayas.
anything to anyone I've talked to him personally.
Still,
and my feeling is that he
Garcia
wants
doesn't
that
think
big fight
Crawford
against
needs to
Canelo.
pursue another fight.
And if he doesn't
He's
get
already
it, he might
cemented
never
his
fight
legacy
again.
with an
Garcia
unbeaten
said there are
record
many
and
options
outstanding
for Crawford
career
in the junior
achievements.
middleweight.
He doesn't need to fight
Should
just
you
to
decide
satisfy
to
fans,
challenge the current
Garcia
champions.
explained.
The
He
most
also
attractive
pointed out that
is
if
the
money
World
were
Boxing
motivation,
Council
Crawford
and
wouldn't need to
World
fight
Boxing
again.
Organization champion
He has
Sebastian
managed his
Fonda.
finances
He could
well
also
and made
challenge
smart
International
investments.
Boxing
The
Federation
only reason
champion
Crawford
Bakram,
would return to the
whereas
ring
Al's
is to
other
face
opponents
Canelo
who could make
and
the
finish
list
his career
are
on a high
Charlo,
note.
Virgil,
He's a
Ortiz
smart
Jr.,
guy.
Bohachuk,
He's made
and
good
Xander
investments.
Zayas. However,
So
for Robert Garcia,
he doesn't have a fight
Crawford
anymore.
no longer needs to
But
look
if he
for
gets a
another
Canelo
fight,
fight,
as
he'll
because
take
of
it.
his outstanding
Otherwise,
career
he might
and
never
unbeaten
fight
record,
again.
he has nothing
Garcia
left to
added.
prove he already achieved.
If the fight does happen,
I don't see him fighting just
Garcia
to please
believes
the fans
Crawford
who
can
tell
hold
him
his
he
own
needs to
against
fight
Canelo,
this, or that one
at least for a
Garcia
while.
explained Garcia.
Crawford can be competitive for
believes
6 to
that
8
if it
rounds.
were about money,
Garcia
Crawford would have
predicted.
no need to
He
fight
has
again,
speed,
as he
power,
has
and
taken care of
skills,
his fortune
enough
and
to earn
has
Canelo's
investments
respect.
to back
But
him
eventually,
up.
Canelo
His
is just
only
too
reason
big
to
and too
return to the
strong.
ring would
Garcia
be to face
concluded
Canelo
that while
and
the first
finish
half
his
of the fight could be
career
exciting,
on a high.
Alvarez's
He's
size
there
advantage
and look
would
for the
likely
big
become a
fight.
deciding factor
Enjoy his
in
life,
the later
man.
rounds.
He's a very smart man. He's invested
However,
his money. He doesn't need to fight
not
one
everyone
more time,
agrees with that
but he's
assessment.
still looking for that
Former
big
boxer
fight
Mikey
against Canelo.
Garcia
And if he gets it,
recently
he'll
shared
take
his
it.
opinion
But
with
other
Fight
than
Hub
that,
TV.
he might never fight
He
again.
recalled meeting
Added the
Crawford
trainer.
at the
If the
WBC
fight takes place
convention
against the
in
Guadalajara
Hamburg,
boxer
Germany
Garcia,
last
believes
December.
that Crawford can
During their
compete with
conversation,
Canelo for several
Mikey
rounds,
praised
maybe not
Crawford's
enough to beat
career
him,
and
but
skills.
enough to earn his respect.
Crawford is one of the best
and that of
fighters
the
I've
public.
seen.
Look, I think
Garcia
Crawford
said.
could give good
Mikey
rounds.
Garcia
I
told
think the
Crawford
first
directly,
6-8 rounds would
"Man,
be very
you're a
competitive.
beast.
Crawford has
You don't
skills.
always get the
Crawford is
recognition
very
you deserve
strong.
because of
He has
politics
great
and
speed
favoritism in
and good
boxing.
power to earn
But
Canelo's
your
respect
skills
and
speak
show
for
him respect.
themselves.
But eventually, I
However,
think Canelo is too
Garcia
big,
still
too strong,
questions
but
how a
for
fighter who started
those
at he
6
recalled
rounds,
meeting
I think it
Crawford
would
at
be
the
a very
WBC
entertaining
convention
fight.
in
Garcia
Hamburg, Germany
concluded.